all I can say is most of my opponent, they can easily say something before the fight. I mean, that's usually that what I hear from them, that I'm easy opponent, I'm easy to beat. But the thing is, when we get to the ring, it change. It will change the way it is. And that's the thing.
Manny has a lot of experience, at the highest level and competing at the highest level, and that makes this that much more interesting. But like I said before, there's no blueprint on how to beat Floyd Mayweather, and he can tell you that himself.
I'm enjoying the way I'm excited. In fact, I'm excited to go back to the Philippines and go straight to the gym and training and focus my training, focus for the fight. And I just want to make sure that the fans will not be disappointed on that.
Boxing fans, because the fight the entire world has been begging for since 2015 is finally, officially, undeniably happening. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. are set to throw down once again on September 19th at the most spectacular venue on the planet.
So thankful of what he said, because it gives me more motivation, determination to focus more and to prove that at age of 40, I feel like 29. But this is fun. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. Give you this passage of verses in the Bible. This in Jeremiah 9, verse 23-24, it says, "This is what the Lord says: Let not the wise boast about their wisdom, or the strong boast about their strength, or the rich boast about their riches. But let the one who boast about this, that they have the understanding to know me, that I am the Lord, who exercises kindness, justice, and righteousness on earth. For in this I delight," declares
The Sphere in Las Vegas. Streaming globally on Netflix for hundreds of millions of people to witness in real time. That's right. No pay-per-view, no gatekeeping. The whole world gets a front row seat to what could be the most dramatic, most explosive, most jaw-dropping night in boxing history.
Now, 11 years after the first fight, why is now the right time for this rematch?
it just happened that I'm still active in boxing, and he come out from retirement, so and he decided to do it again. So this is it. Like I'm so excited for the fight.
It's going to be in the Sphere. It's going to be a first of its kind event. The last time you and Mayweather stepped into a ring, it was 2015, over a decade ago. Is there anything you can learn from that fight heading into September's bout?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot on that fight. Way back 2015, I think we become mature right now, and how to handle it, and I hope that it will not happen again, like the way it is last 2015. It's the experience is like not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around no more excuses, especially to my condition, and also
And if you thought the first fight was a big deal, oh honey, you haven't seen anything yet. Let's start with the man who has absolutely zero business being this terrifying at 46 years old. The legendary, the electrifying, the utterly unstoppable Manny Pacquiao.
Did you feel handicapped where you couldn't throw with that
it's,
hand?
I feel like disappointed in myself, because when I'm throwing punches in the fourth round, because he's leaning on the rope and attacking him, starting my pressure to him. But I feel like when I throw my hands, I feel like I cut my hands. I feel like I don't have my right hand. So
Got it.
So
So
I
you're
feel
basically fighting with one arm, one hand,
yeah.
right?
And then I feel no pain because of, I think because of your adrenaline is high. So, but I feel like I don't have a arm in my. I feel like it's cut.
Cut off.
Yeah, cut off.
I got it.
In
So
my right hand.
despite
The Filipino icon walked into that press conference not like a retired senator dusting off his gloves for a nostalgia trip, but like a man possessed. A man with unfinished business. A man who's been waiting for this moment for a decade and is absolutely not here to play nice. Pacquiao told reporters, with complete, unshakable conviction, that he feels every bit as sharp, as fast, and as dangerous as he did in his late 20s. Before you roll your eyes and mutter something about old fighters lying to themselves, understand this. Freddie Roach, the man who has trained Manny through the greatest chapters of his career, is backing him up completely. Roach didn't just say Pacquiao could be competitive. He said,
Despite that, did you feel like you still won the fight on points because he ran from you so much?
When I reviewed the fight, I threw a lot of punches than him, and then I connected more than he connected. But you know, like I said, I know how to accept loss, and I respect the decision of the judges.
Do you? But you still thought, you said after the fight, you thought you
In
won.
my heart, if you ask me, of course, I still believe that I won the fight.
Okay. So tell us, what do you think of Floyd Mayweather Jr. out of the ring, just as a person? How do you view him?
Well, it's for me, it's not good for him that he won like that, and the people, that there's a big question in the minds of the fans. Big question because of that controversial decision. Although I'm not complaining that what's happening, but I respect like I said, I respect the decision of the judges. But in my belief, in my heart, that I thought
boldly, confidently, without a single flicker of doubt, that if Manny enters that ring healthy and aggressive, he has the power and the speed to knock Floyd Mayweather out cold. Not outpoint him, not edge him on the scorecards. Knock him out. The kind of finish that ends debates forever. The kind of ending that gets replayed for the next 50 years. And Pacquiao himself made his intentions crystal clear. He's not coming to compete. He's not coming to put on a decent show and lose respectably. He is coming to destroy Floyd Mayweather's undefeated record.
And I'm not gonna say he's wrong, you know, but it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, I could have easily came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing. Just by you saying my name, they gave me a check for $4 million.
Who did?
I mean, you know, I don't like to throw certain individuals under the bus, because we don't do that.
Somebody gave you $4 million for saying your name.
He said my name when he didn't supposed to. Remember I said, it's a time and a place for any and everything. He said my name, and I said, you know, you in the wrong. Remember, I want you guys to go check out Manny Pacquiao. When he got upset a few times, when he said, oh, Floyd, you using my name, But remember, he got famous because they said, this could be the guy that could possibly dethrone the king. Did it happen? Absolutely not. Was he easy? Absolutely.
It wasn't easy.
Okay, so 10 rounds to 2 ain't easy?
It was a good.
Sacred, untouchable, 50-0 legacy that Mayweather has built his entire identity around. And settle this rivalry once and for all in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. The gloves are off. The diplomacy is dead. Manny Pacquiao is on a mission. Now here's where things get deliciously complicated, because Pacquiao, ever the straight talker, didn't waste time at the press conference before dropping the bombshell that boxing fans have been whispering about for years. He went into the 2015 fight with a severe shoulder injury.
Would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao.
Of course.
That's not the Pacquiao at the top of his game. But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever.
Of course.
When that's not how that goes. That's not reality. But in the business world, it is. Because
Art. How do you view him just as a person, not about the fight, but you've expressed before that you never really liked what he stood for outside the ring as a person, and you would like to defeat him because of that. Is that fair to say?
I'm what I see him outside the ring is you know, of course I don't want to blame him, but the way he grow with the wrong community, I mean, like, you have to know how to respect and how to, not too arrogant or anything. I'm not saying that, but sometimes bad company corrupt good.
Not a minor tweak, not a little tightness. A serious, debilitating injury that physically prevented him from throwing certain punches. The very punches that define his style, that make him dangerous, that have put some of the greatest fighters in the world on the canvas. Pacquiao admitted openly that he was disappointed with how that fight played out. He believes, and has always believed, that he landed the more meaningful, more damaging shots throughout that bout. He believes the judges got it wrong. He believes the narrative got it wrong. And he believes that the world never truly saw Manny Pacquiao that night.
Floyd Mayweather, why isn't he in the top 5?
Floyd Mayweather, he's running the whole 12 rounds and he won the fight.
Manny, who are the top 5 fighters you ever fought, you think?
Barrera, Morales, Marquez, De La Hoya, Cotto, what else? Margarito.
Why no Floyd Mayweather? Why not Floyd Mayweather? Why isn't he in the top 5?
Floyd Mayweather, he's running the whole 12 rounds and he won the fight. How is that? I mean, I feel sorry to the fans because the fight is boring. The fight is boring. Like, that's not the fans are expecting to us.
They saw a compromised, limited, hamstrung version of him fighting with one arm metaphorically tied behind his back. Is this a convenient excuse? Floyd Mayweather certainly thinks so, but here's the thing. It's not a new claim. Pacquiao's camp raised the shoulder issue immediately after the fight, and the boxing world largely dismissed it as sour grapes. But 10 years later, with a rematch on the table and everything on the line, that injury story suddenly feels less like an excuse and more like the great unresolved question of modern boxing. What would have happened if Pacquiao had been healthy? What would have happened if he could throw that left hand freely? We never got the answer in 2015.
Hearing from reliable sources that Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, yes, more than 10 years later, a rematch is being seriously discussed to take place next year on Netflix. And Netflix, of course, is very much into eventizing these, whatever they put on, whether it's boxing or tennis. And so far, they've done Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. They just did they just did Canelo against Crawford. And obviously, a rematch between Mayweather and Pacquiao, even at this stage, would classify as a big event for Netflix. And I think there's a real possibility this is going to happen. Mayweather is now 46, I believe. And Pacquiao's around the same age. But look, this was the biggest fight in boxing history when it happened. And I think all these years later, a rematch, if it happens, especially after the way Pacquiao looked in July against Barrios.
September 19th might finally give us one. And then there's Floyd. Beautiful, brilliant, infuriating Floyd Mayweather Jr. The man who has never lost a professional fight, never panicked under pressure, and never, ever missed an opportunity to remind the world exactly how good he is. Mayweather showed up to that press conference looking relaxed, looking sharp, and looking like a man who genuinely cannot believe his opponent has the audacity to ask for a second helping. Floyd's response to the shoulder injury narrative? Dismissive doesn't even begin to cover it. He swatted it away like it was the most tiresome thing he'd ever heard, describing their 2015 encounter as nothing short of an easy victory. Easy.
Biggest fight in boxing history. If you don't adjust for inflation, et cetera, or tickets sold, et cetera. Joe Louis and Max Schmeling, the rematch. Ali and Frazier, the first fight. These were the biggest fights in boxing history. But Mayweather and Pacquiao was easily the biggest fight of its era, of the generation. And it was the highest grossing fight of all time. Because it had 4.4 million pay-per-view buys at $100 a pop. Do the math, right? It's interesting because Netflix is obviously in the business of, you said, eventizing. Yes. Everyone, they want enormous events that become shared experiences. In a way, in this day and age, partly because of delivery systems of content like Netflix, everything is so niche. Everything is so compartmentalized that there's very few shared experiences. It's one of the reasons that the NFL is such a big deal, because the NFL can get tens of millions.
As in, no drama, no danger, no moment where he felt truly threatened. As in, He could have done it again the next weekend if you'd asked him nicely. But Mayweather didn't stop there, because Floyd never just wins arguments. He buries them. He leveled a pointed accusation at Pacquiao, suggesting that Manny's decision to come back for this rematch isn't really about pride or legacy or settling scores. According to Mayweather, it's about money. Cold, hard, life-changing money. The kind of payday that only a fight of this magnitude can produce. And look, Floyd isn't wrong that the financial incentives here are astronomical.
So you had won the fight, Manny? Years of age, coming back and doing that tonight, you proved a lot of doubters wrong tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm still kicking. I'm still okay. My condition. I'm so thankful to God because of the strength and good health. You know,
For the Latino.
it's not for me, but for God who give me the strength. I'm still here being to give inspiration to the boxing world. You know, I'm also you guys, you're a big part and big help to the boxing community to promote the fights and like that. And so thankful. Let's keep it up. Thank you.
Do you think you'll fight again at the end of the year? Will you get the rematch?
I think so. We will.
A global Netflix stream, the biggest venue in Vegas, two of the most recognizable names in sports history. This is going to generate the kind of revenue that makes the 2015 fight look modest by comparison. But here's what Mayweather might be underestimating. Even if money is part of the equation for Pacquiao, as it is for literally every professional athlete who has ever negotiated a contract, it doesn't mean the fire isn't real. It doesn't mean the hunger isn't genuine. And it certainly doesn't mean...
Do you plan to return to politics, or is boxing now your focus for the next few years?
First of all, I would like to congratulate all the fighters, the Filipino who won the fight tonight. I'm proud of them, being a Filipino. And also, this is all I can say, that Pacman is back and the journey will continue. And about politics, forget about politics. I'm a private citizen right now. I want to live simple life, be giving inspiration and to help. I'm still helping other people, and you know that's my heart, to leave a legacy, because I always say this to everyone, the Filipino, especially the Filipino people. I want to create a legacy that I can leave behind when we're gone, because we're not forever in this world. We're just passing.
Manny Pacquiao is walking into that ring in September just to collect a check. Let's talk about the elephant in the room that somehow makes this entire spectacle even bigger. The 2015 fight was one of the most lucrative pay-per-view events in history. People paid serious money to watch it from their living rooms, and for many fans around the world, the price tag meant they never saw it live at all. It was exclusive. It was expensive. It was the old model. September 19th is something entirely different. The Pacquiao-Mayweather rematch will stream globally on Netflix, available to hundreds of millions of subscribers across every corner of the world, at no additional cost beyond their existing subscription. This is seismic. This is the kind of distribution shift that changes how the entire sport thinks about big events. Imagine the casual fan in Manila, the boxing obsessive in London, the curious newcomer in Sao Paulo, all of them watching the same fight at the same moment together. The global conversation that erupts in real time, the social media explosion, the shared worldwide experience of witnessing history. Netflix isn't just broadcasting a fight. Netflix is making boxing accessible in a way it has never truly been before. And the ripple effects of that decision could reshape the sport for decades. Not everyone, it must be said, is drinking the Pacquiao Kool-Aid. The doubters are out in force, and their concerns are not entirely without merit. The most pointed criticism centers on Pacquiao's recent majority draw against Mario Barrios, a result that raised genuine questions about whether the Pac-Man still possesses the blistering hand speed and razor-sharp reflexes that once made him the most exciting fighter on the planet. Perhaps the most significant development of all isn't the fight itself. It's the transformation in Pacquiao's focus. For years, Manny balanced his boxing career with a demanding political career in the Philippines, splitting his attention, his energy, and his preparation between two enormous callings. That era is over. Pacquiao has made it unambiguously clear that his focus has completely shifted back to boxing. He is not a politician who also boxes. He is a boxer, period. Fully dedicated, fully present, fully locked in on the single goal of walking out of the sphere on September 19th as the man who finally, definitively, historically beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. One fight, one night, one chance to rewrite the ending. The whole world will be watching.